The reason why I know Danny is the video guy is because someone told me your name and now I see your videos everywhere.
That's the goal of founder-led marketing.
That might be our hook for this episode.
People think of me immediately as the LinkedIn video guy. And when they are trying to figure out what the hell to do with video, I'm the first person that pops into their head. You almost turn into like this celebrity. People get on calls with me and like, oh, Danny, it's so good to see you. And I know, and I'm like, we've never spoken before, but
Yeah, but they feel
there's a
like they know you.
rapport. They feel like they know
Yeah.
me.
Do you think those not publishing video will fall behind inevitably?
Like 95% of them. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to talk to people like you're talking to your best friend. A lot of people will automatically think like, I'm talking to my target audience. I'm talking to LinkedIn. Just talk as if you were speaking to your best friend. You feel more comfortable. And the person on the other side of the camera who's viewing your video now, they feel like a friend. One big idea. That's the other thing. People want to do every big idea in one video. It's like, no, hold back all your big ideas and if you got 5 big ideas, turn that into 5
Five
videos, turn that
videos.
into
Yeah.
10 videos. Don't try to give away all that in one video.
There's an elephant in the room that's called video on LinkedIn. LinkedIn has always been a text-based platform, then the carousels and all of that. I'm a text person myself. Even though I do these, I enjoy these a lot. I do think there's like a huge opportunity right now for video, specifically for founders. It's never been easier to get into video, to break into video, even with low resources or no resources at all. All you need is a smartphone and you can do it. So stay tuned. Danny has a lot of tools to share that make it very easy for founders, for solopreneurs to get started with video. I have a few that I can share as well. So stay tuned. We'll do that towards the end. Let me just say all of these questions are going to be answered by Danny specifically. He's the guy to answer this. Why? I mean, in the last 1.5 years, he's grown to 22,000 followers on LinkedIn, reached over 10 million people. He's generated $500,000 with a one-person agency, starting from scratch, just quitting his 9 to 5. Danny, do you want to open up with telling us what video can do? Like, do you have any client or your own success stories that you can share to give a bit of a taste of what can be done with video?
Absolutely. I mean, you kind of mentioned it right off the bat about my own success story. I've been on LinkedIn, posting consistently on LinkedIn for a little over 2 years. About a year and a half now, a little more than a year and a half, coming up on 2 years since I've been running this agency. And I started this agency at zero and have grown it to over $500,000 in sales. And that is exclusively promoting on LinkedIn and if you look at my content, it's almost exclusively video. So organic video is definitely my number one generator of revenue and leads in my business. And then, just at this point, like I've helped 172 people create videos for LinkedIn. It's been thousands of videos. And, it's helped to drive millions of revenue, not only just for, including myself, but also, some of the clients that I've worked with. So yeah, the possibilities are definitely strong when it comes to what you can do with organic video on LinkedIn.
Awesome. There's a lot of concern around reach on LinkedIn. There's like
Oh God, I
reach is
know.
going down. Everybody's complaining about their impressions. I want to know something because you mainly post video. Do you notice this with video as well, or is it just the text-based posts that are going down?
No, it's everything. It's everything across the board. Over the last, I don't know, 28 days or something like that, maybe even, 60 days, I've seen a significant drop off, maybe getting about 50% of the reach that I was getting back in November, December, January. I also think the reach on video was significantly inflated in that kind of September,
Yeah.
October, November timeframe when they launched that video feed. So back then, I can't even look at the reach that I was getting back then and compare it to what it is now, because I just feel like that was a balloon numbers as they were trying to figure out this video feed and things like that. If you're comparing the success of your videos to what they were doing back then, it's not an apples to apples comparison.
Yeah. I also look at it as an offer and demand kind of thing, obviously. I mean, the content is what they have to offer their users, right? So when it comes to like, there's a lot more creators now than there were like 3 years ago. So that it's normal that reach goes down. And when it comes to video, it's the same thing. They introduced video, and there wasn't a lot of offer. They didn't have a lot of video to position. So with what they had to distribute it a lot, right? So, but right now, I mean, it's they're still making changes. They still keep adjusting the platform. Right now they just changed the video on mobile. I think it's just on mobile that now you don't even see the text, you don't even see the caption. It's just hidden like other video platforms. So I think they're adjusting it. What do you think of this? Like, what are they trying to do? Are they, everything seems to indicate that LinkedIn wants more video.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of what we're seeing with the algorithm is related to that, by the way. So every time I've ever been on any platform, and whether that's LinkedIn or I did a lot of content on Instagram, I've done Facebook, I've done Twitter quite a bit. Every time the platform is going through a transformation, it throws off everybody's reach. Right.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think the LinkedIn platform and algorithm are going through a little bit of a transformation right now where they are trying to figure out what is the best way to promote video on their platform and make it more of a priority. I think that they launched this video feed and they thought that that was going to do it. And it is still a separate feed. Not everybody got it, that kind of thing. And not everybody is going to scroll on video the way that you would scroll on video on TikTok and Instagram because
Yeah.
the nature of the platform is just different. But on the flip side of it, they are trying to figure out how to make video more prominent in the regular news feed that everybody has. And the fact that the video plays immediately. You don't have to press play to watch the video. The video starts to play immediately. The text now, when you need to click the button to open up the text and the video plays in the background, those are all signs that LinkedIn is trying to figure out how to make video more prominent on their main feed. And what's happening right now is that the reach is a little bit off because all these things are happening on the back end and it's just hard to keep up with that kind of situation and keep everybody consistent as to like what we were typically used to.
Yeah, I mean, they're exploring, and we have the advantage because we're here early, so we can just let them play around, and we do our thing. I think like if you are already posting video, like you can always do both things, right? And that's kind of what I do. I post at least one video per week, and whatever happens happens. Our last video, it was a little trailer from the last episode, performed really well when it comes to engagement. Like it had great engagement. It didn't get distributed that much, but the engagement was amazing. So, I haven't seen that video, the specific video feed that they had. Like they were putting like a drawer of video in the middle in the mobile app, and I haven't seen that one. I don't know if they got rid of it. Rid of it.
Oh no, I still have that. I still have like the little thing that scrolls across the screen with multiple videos that I can choose from. I'm still getting
Right.
that. So it's weird though. I've been noticing that the same video is at the front every single time. Like the last like 5, 6 times I've opened up the app, I'm like, why do they keep wanting to show me this video?
Yeah, I think they're still trying to figure out that separate algorithm. I think because it is a separate algorithm, that specific one. It's nothing to do with the main algorithm that feeds your main feed. So, Danny, what about like? Do you think anybody could just start posting video on LinkedIn? Is there like a big learning curve? Do you have to have high production? What's your take on this?
No, I think anybody can start posting pretty much right away. It's the only thing that holds you back is really yourself. Nowadays it's so easy. All you got to do is grab your phone and hit record. The camera in your phone is as good as the cameras that they were using to make movies 20 years ago, right? The microphone in your phone is sufficient as well. And then now you've got apps like CapCut, where at the push of one button, it cleans up all the audio for you. It cleans up the lighting for you, auto adjusts the lighting and make sure that you have like a nice, perfect, like looking video. like I said, the main thing that holds people back is themselves. They make the excuse, well, I don't have the equipment, or they make the excuse of, oh, I don't have the time, or, I'm just afraid to do it. No, it's afraid to do it is the best excuse, to be
Yeah,
honest with
yeah.
you. And all that means is get on your phone every day, talk about something that's going on in your day, record a 30-second video about it, talk about a customer meeting, talk about an opportunity that you're working on that you're excited about, something in your own business. The idea is just to build the habit of talking to the camera every single day. And if you do this every day for 30 days, typically by the end of that 30 days, you feel pretty damn good. Especially, I tell everybody what they should do is they should go back to the video number 1 that they recorded, and then video number 30 that they recorded, and compare how much improvement they've made from day 1 to day 30. Because typically from day 1 to day 2, you're going to get like 100 times better. So imagine from like day 1 to day 30.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
just to be clear, you're talking about just recording, not publishing, right?
No. You don't have to publish any of it. Right. But the idea is like, hopefully by day 30, you have some content that's pretty much good enough to publish. And
Yeah.
that's the idea is if you could just get into this habit and start, creating videos throughout your day, like as soon as the moment hits, as soon as the idea strikes, you grab your phone, you talk about it, you come out of a meeting and you grab your phone and talk about what you did. And eventually, if you keep doing this, like the content is going to be good enough to post. And maybe you need to edit it, or maybe you need to refine it a little bit, or maybe you just have some really good ideas that you came up with in that, and you develop that into either a written post, or you develop that into an idea for another video and adapt it. If you just make the habit of doing this on a regular basis, you will have unlimited content and you won't have to worry about it.
That's a great idea. I mean, because it's just getting used to it. I mean, when I started doing videos was 2020, I think. The first thing I did, I had no idea. I had never gotten on camera. I was scared as hell. So to force myself out of the comfort zone, I hit live on Facebook. I just went live, like
Oh, bold.
it was the scariest thing I've probably done online. I mean, it was tough. I don't know, and I don't even want to see those. I actually deleted my Facebook account, so I can't see those.
Actually, the place that I got really comfortable with it was doing Instagram stories. And so that's the next level of just doing it every day and not showing it to anybody, is putting it on a platform like Instagram stories where it disappears in 24 hours. So it's not living there
Right.
forever. So you're
Yeah.
stressed out about like, oh my God, this is going to live there forever and people are going to see it.
Oh, that
No,
makes a lot
like
of sense.
put it
Yeah.
on stories for 24 hours. It's gone. People, whoever's seen it has seen it already. And like, you don't feel the pressure to like have something that's going to exist, 5 years later when like you're a pro at it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, it's unavoidable. You're always going to cringe at your previous videos, or at your first videos. I still have videos on YouTube from 5 years ago that, I mean, I don't even want to watch them. But yeah, but do you do that challenge with your clients, like what you just suggested, 30 days of recording video? It's
Yeah.
brilliant.
So for a lot of when clients come in and do their sessions with me, if they're really new to creating video, and most of the clients that I have are not brand new to creating video, they've created some video before. They're just looking to be more strategic with it. They're looking to make it faster. They're looking to make it more professional, more high quality, right? So I don't typically get a lot of people that have never done video before. However, I do get some people that they haven't done it before. It's their first go at it. Typically, and some people I can crush it with them right away in the first session. Right. And other people, it's like it takes them a little while. It takes them a little bit of getting used to. Now, I can certainly accelerate the process. I've had clients that came in and did the first session and they were like, there's no way that we're getting anything from this. And then my team works some magic on the back end, and they're like, oh my God, like I can't even believe that we got videos this good from what I did on that day. And I'm like, I told you. I'm like, all I need for you to do is get in front of me and talk about your business and share your insights and talk about your experiences and tell your stories, and I can make you look good. Right. When you get too much in your head,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
when you need a little bit of work. And the people that do get too much in their head, that is something that I advise them to do. So it's like between, we have 30 days, give or take, between now and our next session. I'm like, I'd like you to do this exercise for the next 30 days. Now, for anybody that comes to me that has never created video before, or they're starting to get into it, the 30-day challenge is the first thing that I recommend that they all do, because that's what gets you comfortable just getting yourself out there every day. And it also gets you in the habit of doing it in the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's beautiful. You went into a very interesting direction. You comfortable sharing some tips, because you were saying that most of the people actually already had done video, and like, if I want to start doing video right now, I have never done it, and I want to start publishing some videos on LinkedIn. You did mention how to get comfortable on video, but like, now, how to make good videos, how to make videos that people actually want to watch. Like, you want to give us some tips there?
Yeah, for sure. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to talk to people like you're talking to your best friend. That is the best video tip that I've ever gotten when I first got started. A lot of people will automatically think like, I'm talking to my target audience, I'm talking to LinkedIn. No, like, just talk as if you were speaking to your best friend, because when you speak that way, it's a win-win situation. You feel more comfortable because you're explaining things like you would be explaining them to a friend.
Okay.
And the person on the other side of the camera who's viewing your video now, they feel like a friend. It comes off very natural. It comes off very authentic. It comes off very inviting, and you start to
Yeah.
become familiar. And this is what you want. You want to become familiar, because the more familiarity you have, and then you combine that with the credibility that you have, and people start to like you. This is how video starts to translate into clients, right? So that's number one. As far as from a quality perspective, we talked about this already. All you need is a smartphone. That's it. You don't need to go out and buy a camera. You don't need to go out and get anything fancy. If you want to significantly level up the quality of your video, you need two things: good sound, good lighting. The microphone in your iPhone is sufficient. The camera in your iPhone is sufficient too. However, like, if you want to get a light, I have one light here. That's it. It cost me like $70 for like a pair of softbox lights, and a microphone you can get for as low as $30, right?
Yeah.
So essentially, you can level up the quality of your video with a ring light for $30, a microphone for $30. That's it. You don't have to go out and spend a lot of money to get a high quality uh, production or whatever it is, right? The
Yeah,
other thing that you
absolutely.
need is you need to have captions on your video. Okay. It's an absolute necessity now, because the problem is that most people that will watch your video, I think it's more than 50% of people watch the video with the sound off, which means that you need some sort of verbal caption on the screen. And there are so many apps out there that make this so easy, right? If you want to
Yeah.
do a free option, InShot is like a great free option that'll add captions into your app. CapCut is another one. CapCut just started charging people for the auto captions. However, I think a subscription to CapCut is $100 per year. And like that, if you are a new video creator, you've never done video before, and you want to start doing it, and you have no other choice, and I'm going to preface this again: if you have no other choice than to edit them yourselves, then spend the $99 on CapCut. Because again, you're going to be able to hit one button to get your auto captions. And then you're going to have about like 100 zillion different choices for what you want those
Yeah.
captions to look like, and whatever colors you want. You'll also be able to do cuts. So you'll be able to cut the video very easily. So, you can cut that part of the beginning of the video when you reach into the phone and hit the record button, and that part at the end where you reach to hit the record button to stop. Like, you don't need to do
Yeah.
that. Like, cuts are very easy.
Right.
And then CapCut will automatically clean up the audio. It'll automatically clean up the color and stuff like that. That's what you get with the pro version. So
Yeah.
anybody that is committing to doing some videos, go spend the $100. Now, the other thing is, If you run a business, you don't have time to learn how to become a professional video editor. And there are a million people out there begging you to edit your videos. Use one of them. These people are very good at what they do. They don't charge a lot of money. They're almost desperate to get clients right now. Try a couple different people, find one that you like, spend the 20 or $30 and take back that 30 to 60 minutes that you're spending trying to mess around and edit a video, and use that time to go sell something, to go find another prospect, to serve your clients. The ROI on that time that you're spending to edit your videos is not there.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. So, since you touched on tools, let's share the tools. Personally, I'm not a video editor. We are bootstrapping, as I told you, this podcast. Although I am a systems guy and I cannot be wasting my time. I do have a problem. I like to learn things, so I get very deep into all the details. And because I started a video in 2020, I learned how to edit and I learned all those things. But I cannot afford to be editing right now. So one tool that I absolutely 100% recommend is this one we're using right now, Riverside. Riverside is just beautiful. You have like the free version. You can record. Now they have an option just for your solo recordings as well, not just podcasts and guests. It's script editing, so basically it's like editing a text and it cuts the video. It's very easy. You can manage you and another guest if you have to, or as many guests as you want. And most of this is in the free version. Then you can upgrade. For example, the lives I think are only on the pro version, and there's a few more things that you get on the pro version. But a tool like Riverside gives you a lot for free. There's another one I used before is Descript. It's very similar, but it's the editing is better. Riverside is limited on the editing side. It's more for cuts, but it doesn't edit much. But it does have like there's a button that you click auto scenes. That's how we produce this podcast. It's auto scenes by generated by AI. Like it moves from you to me to both of us. Just detects. It's beautiful what AI can do nowadays. Do you want to share any more tools?
Yeah, so I use Riverside to for all of our clients. So that's a go-to tool. Again, for beginners that want to edit their own videos, CapCut is my number one favorite thing. I use Dropbox to distribute all the videos to all of our clients. The reason I use Dropbox is because it transcribes every single one of your videos, which is
Right.
a real advantage to have every single one of a transcript for every one of your videos, because now you could take that transcript and then you can use some of the AI tools that are out there, whatever you like to use, whether that's ChatGPT or Claude or
Mm-hmm.
Copilot. You could take that transcript, feed your video into the AI, and it captures your language and it captures your tone, and it does a really good job of getting like the essence who you are, whether you use it to just write yourself a caption to go along with your video, or whether you take one of your videos and say, hey, turn this into a whole nother LinkedIn post.
Repurposing.
You are able to repurpose content at a very significant,
Yeah.
like faster rate, because like when you start from a blank slate with AI, you're going to get a very AI generated response. Whereas when you start with your own video, like it's going to get you anywhere from like 80 to 90% of the way there. So,
Well, let me put it
yeah,
this way. From video, you can repurpose very easily to any other format. But from text to video, it's not possible. So, like for example, we do have a summary and the important notes on each episode of this of the podcast. We don't write it ourselves; it's AI written. What I have is a trained agent with all the instructions, all the prompts. It has learned and it has instructions to use our own language to translate it into text, and it's the results are amazing. So you can check our Substack. So it's basically createandearn.com/sm if you want to go visit and see the results. It's just impressive. So I think that starting from video is a great place to then repurpose to other formats and post and publish wherever you want to publish.
one more tool that I have to shout out, and like this is a tool that should certainly pay me because I talk about them all the time, and that's Fathom.
Oh yeah,
So
I use them too.
I use Fathom to record every single one of my sales calls, and I also pay for the premium version. And if you pay for the premium version, it actually breaks down all of your sales calls into whatever sales methodology you want. And one of the ones that I really like is that it breaks it down into where it's going to show you these are the objections that your client has. These are the desires that your client wants. These are the questions that your client's asking. These are the requirements that your client has in order for them to move forward with the service. If you take all these things now obviously I use this to help me in my follow up and my sales process, but these are the gold. This is a gold mine for content ideas. All right.
Yeah.
If you look at all the questions that people are asking you in the sales call and you look at all the objections that people have, like, you know exactly what people are looking for from you. And if you can use those things to create your content, you are speaking to the problems that people have. You are speaking to the desires that they want. You are answering the questions that they already have for you. Like, you are pre-selling them before you ever get on a call.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the
Absolutely.
number one place to find content ideas is my
Your own sales
Fathom,
calls.
my own sales calls. Fathom records them. They do a better job than whatever other things that I've tried. And again, it's another thing where, like, the paid version is like $100 for the year. It's like, spend $100. It's well worth it.
Really, I'm still using the free one. But I started recently. I love taking manual notes, but I did it because of this, because I want to use the summary and actually use it, throw it into my AIs and
Totally.
actually turn it into content. It's really good. It's good. I like that that you drove the conversation in this direction. There's something like when it comes to content, what's your advice? How to start the video? How to go along, like, do you have any tips there? Like, should you open the video with some, like, that you've seen the Instagram crazy videos where in all those crazy visual effects and visual hooks? What do you recommend when it comes to this, but specifically for business owners? We're not talking about Instagram content here.
Yeah, of course. So I do believe you need to capture people's attention in the opening of the video. But I've also seen the Instagram clickbait style hooks. I see them being less and less effective these days.
They'll burn the audience, I suppose.
They are. And if you look at what the big time creators, so the Hormozis and the Gary V's of the world, they're not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
They're not doing the clickbait hooks at all anymore. What they are doing is they are talking for maybe 2 to 3 minutes or something like that on a specific topic that is very specific and resonates with their target market. Then they have an editor on the back end look at that 2 to 3 minutes and figure out, wow, this is the gold. This 15 seconds is so good. And then this is another 15 seconds that's really good. And then this 10 seconds is really good. So they take this 3 minute video and they pull out the best 45 seconds, and then they smash it together and they take whatever piece is the most intriguing and they make that the hook. This is what
Yeah.
we're doing
Yeah.
for our clients right now. So when I tell the client, I don't want you to worry about the hook. I'm just going to ask you a question. I want you to answer it to the best of your ability. Whatever they give me to open it, I know is getting cut. Whatever context that they do to jump into whatever that they're talking about is getting cut. But
Yeah.
eventually they're going to get to the real gold. They're going to say something in their thoughts. And I'll give you, like, I'm going to try to, like, pull up an example of, because I was doing this yesterday. I had 5 clients yesterday. So let's look at Kevin. Kevin said something about most of your time is spent having conversations that go nowhere. That was in the middle of what he was ultimately trying to say. That's the hook,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, he's like, we're all trading money. He's like, we're all trading time for money. Now let's trade. Now what you need to do is do the things where you're trading your time for more money.
Yeah.
Again, that was in the middle of
Yeah.
of a thought that he was having. But that we're all trading time for money is the hook, because everybody is like, oh, don't trade your time for money. Don't trade your time for money.
Yeah, you have to leverage curiosity, like in everything. I mean, I do email marketing every day. I write subject lines, and it's the same thing. I mean, the only objective of the subject line is to get people to read the email, to open the email. It's the same, I suppose, with the hook in the video. The only goal of the hook is to get people to watch the video.
And when you essentially what I'm finding is that when you manufacture the hook, it's not nearly as good as like when
Right.
you just pick the best part of what you said and make that the hook.
Yeah. There's a formula that most successful public speakers use. It's tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you just told them.
Yeah, I like the one of the things that I try to do in all of my videos, and especially like in my YouTube videos, which are definitely more organized and more outlined. Like I know exactly what I'm going to be doing in my long form videos, right? Whereas my short form are more, kind of off the cuff. What you're doing in the beginning is you are making a promise of what people
Yeah.
are going to get if they keep going.
Yeah.
Then you deliver on that promise. And like this is the same thing if you read email news, like if you look at Justin Welsh's email newsletter, right, that he sends out every week, which is to me like one of the, you know, premier kind of things that pieces of content that you get. That's what he does every single time. He gives you a promise at the beginning of what are you going to get if you stick around and read this entire thing, and
Yeah.
then he gives you the payoff in the in the body, and then it's always like a call to action. It's always guiding you to the thing that he wants you to do, which is in his case mostly to take his content operating or whatever his flagship course that he
Yeah.
does,
Yeah.
right?
He has the MBA now, I think,
The
is the
yeah, the
flagship one.
creator MBA or whatever. That's like his flagship. Everything guides you to where he wants you to go, right?
Yeah.
So that's how you create content. You promise, you deliver on the promise, and the promise guides people into how you can help them
Yeah.
with
So
your
have one
services.
big idea
One big
behind every
idea.
video.
That's
Yeah.
the other
That's
thing. People want to do every big idea in one video. It's like, no, hold back all your big ideas and if you got 5 big ideas, turn that into five
five
videos, turn that
videos.
into 10 videos. Don't try to give away all that in one video.
Yeah. 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 That's beautiful.
Cool.
Do you recommend using teleprompters?
No, I don't. I don't. I'm a big anti teleprompter guy. Because here's what I see. I see people writing AI scripts and then reading them into a teleprompter. And it completely defeats the purpose of what you're trying to accomplish.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
accomplish building a connection with your video content, right? Like that's the idea. You want to showcase your personality, you want to showcase your expertise so that you build trust, you build familiarity, you build credibility. And to me, if you're reading off the script, it's way harder for people to feel the personality in that, like, unless you're
Yeah.
really good at it. Like, if you're Now Sheen Chen, like, I don't know if anyone knows Now Sheen Chen. She's one of the premier, like, video creators on LinkedIn. She's so good.
I-
Every video of hers is scripted. Okay.
If you're
But
Joe Biden, don't read the teleprompter.
yeah, well,
I'm
yeah,
sorry. I did.
Joe Biden. I
It
don't
was
even think
too
he should be
easy.
getting out in front of speaking to people at this point. But no, like Now Sheen is great. She's one of my favorites. Like I love her content. She does such a good job with her videos. Like, but she's been making videos for 5 years. I've been making videos for
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I can deliver off a teleprompter as if like it's very natural, and most people
Yeah.
can't. Like it takes a lot of practice. So if it's something that you want to practice and get good at, sure. And like if you're doing YouTube long form and everything, like that would definitely help you. However, my suggestion is instead of teleprompter, just give yourself bullet points. Give
Yeah.
yourself
Yeah.
bullet points on what you
Absolutely.
want to talk about, and then just talk about those things naturally as opposed to reading a script, because people can tell that you're reading a script 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially if you want to train being natural on camera, then you will not, it will be much harder to get to that point by reading a teleprompter. And then this brings us to another point, which is one of the things I wanted to talk about. Like, nowadays, if you get on social media or any platform, you're flooded with AI content. Like it's AI
Oh God.
text content, it's AI comment, everything is AI generated, and everybody's looking to automate everything and create everything with AI. So I do believe video is a great solution for this. I want to get your take on that. But reading from a teleprompter is going to diffuse that, because I mean, there's AI tools who can generate video of you, but it doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel like the conversation we're having right now, right?
Yeah, exactly. It feels like an AI version of you delivering a script. And whether, no matter how much it looks like you, it still feels that way. Right. So I do think that video is becoming more and more critical than ever, because you can't go on LinkedIn right now and read a post and not question whether it was actually written by that person or whether it was written by AI.
Yeah,
And it is, I'm sorry that it is that way, right? But it's because of all the AI content out there. Now, sure, there are people that are better at using AI and still understand how to, get their personality in there, and still how to know how to understand how to format it and change the language and kind of hide the AI in there. There are people that are better at it than others. But still, every single time, every single thing you're going to read, there's a question in your mind like, did they actually write this? And that is making it way harder for you to build trust on this platform. Whereas people like will potentially be customers. And no matter how many selfies you add to it, it doesn't do the trick the way that video does.
absolutely.
Video
Video is
is
what's going to separate you from the machine.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
And when it comes to sales, we all know that's people buy from who they trust. That's it. So when you start being flooded, when everybody's on LinkedIn and everybody has text, and like back in, let's say, like 3 years ago, you could just publish content and people would reach out to you and tell you, hey, can we get on a call, and I maybe want to hire you. This was the reality 3 years ago, maybe even 2 years ago. This is not it anymore. There's too much competition. There's too many people, and you need to separate yourself. The reason why I know Danny is the video guy is because someone told me your name, and now I see your videos everywhere. So yeah,
That's that is what founder led marketing is. That's the goal of founder led marketing, is
yeah,
for you to be the founder and put yourself out there, put your face out there, be the face of the company, right? And become the go-to person that everybody thinks of in your niche market. And when you do that, like right now, people come like, Danny is the LinkedIn video guy. That's it.
that might be our hook for this episode.
Danny is the LinkedIn video guy. Yeah, yeah. Like I have become the LinkedIn video guy. It took me 2.5
Yeah,
years to get there, but people think of me immediately as the LinkedIn video guy. And when they are trying to figure out what the hell to do with video, I'm the first person that pops into their head. And I've earned that. I've earned that
yeah,
by posting over, like, getting close to 600 videos over the last 2 years that I've been on LinkedIn.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. The last one I want to touch on before, like, text is still a thing. I don't think text is going anywhere on LinkedIn,
I don't either.
especially because I don't believe the audience, the LinkedIn users, want video only. That's not what people want here. A lot of people are consuming LinkedIn at work, but video is a thing, and we can't run away from it. And the way I see it is, and the question I want to ask you is, do you think those not publishing video will fall behind inevitably?
Um, like 95% of them. The best writers on the platform don't need to post video, because they are so good at getting themselves and their personality into the writing. Like way
Yeah,
better than
yeah,
I will ever be. I struggle to get myself into the writing the way somebody like Jasmine Alec or Luke Matthews or one of these kind of copywriters that does like a really good job, right?
I can't do it myself, Danny, and I'm a copywriter. I write direct response copy, but I can't do it on social media. I cannot imbue my personality. What the way I write copy is to make a sale. I write emails, I write sales pages, and they convert like crazy. But I can't do this what people do on social media. It's completely different.
They do an amazing job. They are amazing at getting themselves and getting their personality into their writing. Some people just they have a talent for that. Those people, they don't need to do they won't fall behind because they're that good. But the other 95+% of us, you're not that good and you'll never be that
Yeah,
good. No matter
yeah,
no matter how I mean, yes, maybe. I mean, but it's going to take you a really long time to get there. So I do think that everybody should have video into their strategy. Now, this is not me telling you that you should replace everything that you're doing with video. If what you're doing is working for you, you don't want to upset the apple cart. This is an and not or situation. You want to add video into the mix. You can start by doing 2 videos a week. Get that up to 3 to 4, maybe depends on, how often you post and again, how your audience is reacting to it. But that is what I tell everybody who is like, what should I do? How do I incorporate video into what I'm doing right now on LinkedIn? And my way to ease you in is 2 a week, 2 a week, because because 1 a week is not enough to build the familiarity and that you're trying to build, right?
ouch! You're
People
hurting
need
me
to
right
see
now.
you. Yeah, sorry. People. You do this live. Like you could pull extra clips and do a second one.
Yeah, I
You can
know.
make it
I know
happen.
I can. And I was doing it. I just stopped out of laziness.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you don't have to write long captions to go with it anymore, so you can get more out there.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would say because let's look at it this way: if people see you once, twice, 3 times, like they're gonna forget you. When
Yeah.
they see you 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times, now you're starting to become a little bit
Yeah.
more familiar. They're starting to put a face to a name. But when people have seen you like 30, 40, 50, 100 times on video, you almost turn into like this celebrity, right? Like people get on calls with me and like, oh, Danny, like it's so good to see you. And I know, and I'm like, we've never spoken before, but
Yeah. But they feel
there's a
like they know you.
rapport. They feel like they know
Yeah.
me and there's a rapport already there. And this is the beauty of video because you want to know what happens with those people. It's easy for me to close them
Yeah. Uh,
because there's this sales situation. I'm going to give you the sales situation right now. You walk into a store and the person at the door greets you and says, "Hey, can I help you?" And you're just like, "Nope, just looking." You know what? You could probably use their help. And before you even think about whether you need their help or not, you automatically say no. Because the
yeah.
second you step into a sales situation, your defenses are up. And when you get on a sales call with me, nobody's defenses are up because I've already broke them down because they've seen me 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 times.
Yeah. I use video strategically in clients' funnels like that as well. For example, we create a lead magnet. My goal is always, and that's what I do. I help people build their email lists and leverage them for sales. So basically, even like this week, I advise the client, I need you to record a video for the thank you page. As soon as they subscribe, I want them to see a video of you before we offer them to get on a call, to get on whatever. I want them as soon as instead of that, thank you, go check your inbox, I want a video of you saying that. Because now we're building that trust. Now they're seeing you, they're connecting with you before it's much easier to get on a call with you.
I love that. Now I'm going to go record a video for my thank you for subscribing to my email list page.
Yeah,
I
you
appreciate the
should.
advice. I mean, there's no reason not to.
Exactly. All right. The last thing, just for fun, I don't like selfies on social media. I've never posted a selfie of myself. And when everybody started saying you need to be more relatable, you need to put more of yourself out there, post some selfies, I started posting videos because I feel
Agreed.
like The selfie doesn't help anybody do anything. Yes, it might create a little bit of a connection, but then the video does better. I can explain myself on video. I can tell you, I can give you the content while also relating to you. Selfies versus video. Obviously, I know your answer, but what?
Look, I don't have a problem with people putting photos to go with a post. My problem is when the photo has absolutely nothing to do with the post. Like it has nothing to do with it. Like it's literally just a picture of you. Like you took a picture in your office so that it can go with the post. Like it's like, how does that like because you're building that's going to build connection? Come on, it's silly. I'm 100% in agreement with you. I don't understand it. Like if you have nice professional photographs and stuff like that, I understand like why that helps. But like I've noticed that people like again I'll reference Jasmine Alec. He's like the big guy's got 300,000 even when he posts a photo, there's some text related to the photo
Yeah,
on the image. It was the one thing that I really didn't get about the platform. Like when I first came on LinkedIn, because I came over from Instagram
yeah,
and I was Instagram Reels, I was doing a ton of Reels and carousels and all this. And I'm like, what's the deal with all the selfies? I'm like, it makes no sense. Like the selfie has nothing to do with what they're talking about in the post. I didn't get it, and I still
yeah.
don't get it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's my field too. I mean, I know some people that's their thing. I mean, for me, I don't see the point of a selfie, so I don't post selfies. But I do
I'm good
get
with
that
that.
some people do. And like, yeah, if you're a pretty girl, you have that advantage, then use it. Why not? Why not? I don't know. Or if you're I don't know, if you're a hot guy and you feel comfortable, that it's the same thing. Anyway, it was it was just to have a bit of a laugh.
This is
Uh,
fun. Yeah, I
let's
got you.
what helps you with content idea generation for clients?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, what I do is I sit down with every client and I have a session that I really need to understand their business, right? So I need to understand like who your target market is and like how you're helping them and what you're doing that's unique and like what your sales process looks like. So, do you want to get people to a workshop? Do you want to get people to an email list? Do you want to get people to a pot? Like, where do you want people to go so that I can help gear the content towards that? Then I actually go into deep research on your target market. So once I understand your target market and your areas of expertise, I research deep on Google. I look at what are people Googling, what articles are out there, what publications are they subscribed to, what viral content is out there in that particular industry, niche, target market, whatever you want to call it. And then from there, once I have all that good information, then I go into the film session prepared and ready to go with all my ideas. Now, I have clients who have access. All my clients have access to me to through Trello to like communicate on content ideas. So some people will give me like a bunch of topics, or they'll say I have an event, or here's a client win that I've had, and I take all those things into account when I do my research before going into a film session. I have other clients that give me nothing. And they're just like, they wait for me to show up and come up with their ideas for them. So I can serve and I'm prepared either way. So whatever you want from me, however proactive you want to be, either you want to come with your own stuff or you want me to depend on me to deliver the best stuff for you. Either way, I'm gonna take care of you.
Sales calls are brilliant. And back to Fathom. If you do get the summary from Fathom, you will see what your clients are struggling with. Not just sales calls, but coaching calls if you're a coach.
Totally.
You see what people are struggling with, and that's perfect for content generation, Chris. How often should you post a video a week?
At least twice.
At least, minimum.
At least twice. Yeah. If you want to make an impact, at least twice.
What type of vocabulary or how should you address the audience? You said before, talk as if you were talking to a friend. When it comes to talk as if you were talking to a friend or a colleague or a client, how would you address this?
Yeah, so I would certainly say that if you get in, I try to tell all my clients to avoid jargon as much as possible. But if you are speaking specifically and addressing a specific industry, then you can use the industry jargon that most people are familiar with. But if you do get into more complex concepts, I tell people give a little bit of an explanation, give a little context so that people can understand some of these more complex concepts. But you know, when I say talk to a best friend, you could talk to a best friend that understands your business and
Yeah, yeah,
understands your target client.
yeah. Well, marketing wise, what I would say is if you understand audience awareness, then that's the most important thing. And it's what people speak about the stages of the funnel. It's all about audience awareness, right? So there are different types of content that you should be publishing. There's the piece of content that is broader. So you speak to more people. This will not generate leads or clients per se, but it drives people down the funnel, so it brings more people to you, it reaches a broader audience. In that case, I would say less jargon, a lot less jargon. And you should have at least one or two pieces of content like that per week, because to help you reach more people. And then go down in the funnel, so speak more specifically about a problem, for that one person your ideal client has, one problem, one solution, so, but I would always include a bit of a broad piece of content, and for that, you shouldn't be using so much jargon. That's my take on it as a
I like
marketer.
that.
Anything you want to add at the end, as to wrap up, Danny?
No, I just want to thank you for having me and for hosting today. And I want to thank everybody. And maybe I'll come back sometime. So we could talk about like the state of LinkedIn video after. We did a lot of kind of predicting of what's going to happen in the future and stuff like that. So,
Yeah,
maybe we'll come back and do this again and talk about where we're
yeah,
at
that
that
would be
point.
fun. Absolutely.
Cool.
Thanks, everybody. Check out our Substack where you can see the summaries, the important notes from the episodes. Createandearn.com/SM. You can see all the summaries, and all the episodes are published there. You can follow us on YouTube or all the platforms. The links are all there in the Substack. So just go and check it out. And thanks for joining. Danny, thank you so much for everything you shared here today. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody.